Y'all are right. There does seem to be a lot of misinformation being spread about the way that Austin Metcalf lost his life at that Texas track meet. So I actually went and dug up the police report that has a whole lot of witness statements that I'm going to share with you now. And I also found what could be a key detail in this case that they tried to remove from the internet. I'll show you that at the end. So here's the actual police report. I'm going to show you all 7 pages before we get into that key detail. Feel free to pause so you can read, and also you can probably pinch and expand to zoom in and out depending on what platform you're on. But pay attention to Carmelo's weight, 130 pounds. That's going to be relevant as we get into that key detail. But for the rest of page 1, it's kind of like what that first officer experienced as they kind of apprehended Carmelo. No witness statements on page 2, but it says Carmelo did ask officers if Metcalf would be okay, and he asked if what he did could be considered self-defense. The main thing to notice on page 3 is not only was it confirmed to be raining, but it was raining heavily on and off again, which would be one of the 2 reasons that I gathered from this police report on why he might be going under their tent. All right, now we're on page 4 with some actual witness statements. As you can see here, it's a little different than what we had heard, right? It wasn't just a touch me and see what happens. It was like, touch me and see what happens. And then Metcalf touched him. So I don't know if that was a push, if it was a ha-ha touch or what. And then the witness says Carmelo said, punch me and see what happened. And then it says he was pushed and then he did what he did. Also to note, I mean, we can't ignore the fact that it says that Carmelo was friends with somebody from Memorial High School. Was that friend under the tent? I don't know, but it says he was friends with somebody from that school. This is more like the typical story we heard, but it does once again confirm that it was indeed raining. Pouring down raining. On to page 5. No witness statements on page 5, just more confirmation that it was indeed raining. And really no witness statements on page 6 either, but we do have a pretty long list of witnesses that are blanked out for privacy reasons, and I'm sure they'll all be questioned in court. And then on page 6, all we really know is that 2 high school coaches from another school actually witnessed the incident, so I'm sure they'll be questioned in court as well. Now on to the key detail that they potentially may have tried to remove from the internet. If you try to go to Austin Metcalf's player profile for his football stuff, the page has been removed. However, if you do a search on Google right now for Austin Metcalf weight, you'll see that the Google listing for his profile on that same website says that he was 225 pounds, making him a full 95 pounds more than Carmelo Anthony. Now, I was able to use a tool called the Wayback Machine by archive.org, and it basically gives you a historical look at any website or web page. And this one was actually on there, but the last update was from May 2024, almost a full year ago. But here's what it said. It says that Austin Metcalf, almost a full year ago, was 200 pounds. So big boy, big dude. He was also a middle linebacker, and he got a Linebacker of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year award. All right, so now that we've uncovered a few more facts, does this change anything for you? Do you think that Carmelo Anthony has a chance of winning this case as self-defense? Let me know in the comments.